and Jeff tried to do something different with us every other day so we would not get stale. Jeff used to do one drill with us where he threw us touchdown passes. We got in our running by going out for a pass like a receiver in football, and Jeff was the quarterback. We would each have a baseball in our gloves and hand it to Jeff, and he would throw us the ball as we sprinted down the field 30 or 40 yards. We did this out in the outfield, and that was always a great time. In addition to shagging the fly balls in the outfield during BP, this was another fun thing that we would do to get in some running. You could tell Jeff played sports growing up. You could tell he was a good athlete, too. We would put on a show. People in the stands would be like, wow. Jeff was very accurate throwing the ball. Mike Messina was very athletic, too, and really liked to do that drill. Everybody would be making these great catches on the run down the field. Those were the kinds of things that made training enjoyable for us. It was conditioning because we were running, but it was fun, too. We had some competitive guys who wanted to outdo each other. That's what Jeff was good about. We wanted to do things that were a little different to keep it fresh while also doing the job. That was important because it's such a long season. You want to make sure that everybody was interested and motivated to do their work, and doing things like that football drill kept it interesting for the guys to do whatever we needed to do. It was so important. Because it was a long season, there were stretches of time occasionally when I would go a little while without lifting. But I liked that Jeff knew when to give us space and when to push us. He knew the right time to say, listen, Mariano, let's get in the gym and do some leg squats or other exercises to help me maintain my leg strength, my lower body, my abs, my core. We trusted him so much that we always listened when Jeff told us what we needed to do to stay in the best possible shape for the team. Sometimes you need the coaches or the strength trainers to tell you something they are noticing, even if it's just a little thing. You appreciate people like that who really take care of you. Another thing that helped Jeff's relationships was he had a very good, dry sense of humor, and we would tease each other all the time. He took his job seriously, but he wasn't afraid to make jokes with all the players, even the stars of the team, and that was another important aspect about the relationship. You have to be able to laugh over the course of the season. I would try to get other teammates involved, and we would embarrass Jeff sometimes with a joke because I knew he could take it and would have a good sense of humor about it. I would say, "What are you doing to us, Mangold? Are you crazy?" And the guys would laugh, and that was always important. It almost would look like we were arguing sometimes, but it was always a joke. With baseball being such a long season, you had to make the best out of grinding out each day. On that team, we did exactly that. If you're not having fun on a team like that with as much success as we had, what's the point, right? We knew how to have a good time, but when it was time to be serious, we knew how to do that too. Jeff also is a strong man of faith, just like my family and I are, and that was another strong connection with us. We needed to have that. As a Christian, I believed it was a big part of what we did together, and we had a lot of guys on that team in those years who were Christians. Having that bond made our relationship more powerful, and that faith gave me great confidence. Jeff reminded me recently of one time when we were in Dunedin, Florida, during spring training to face the Toronto Blue Jays, and I was on the trip to get in an inning of work. There were several young pitchers who would go on the bus rides. We all were sitting in the bullpen waiting to pitch, and all these guys were asking me questions. One of the young pitchers asked me if I ever got nervous when I was pitching, and I said that I felt very calm, that I felt like I was born to do this, that I don't ever get nervous. I was under control. Whenever we were in spring training, I was surrounded by all those young pitchers, and they always were asking me those types of questions. Man, I didn't get nervous. That was part of doing my job, and you do your best to do it well. I didn't ever think about the outcome, good or bad. I always tell people, I know who I trust, and I know who I am. With that, I know the Lord gave me the strength, and He gave me the tools for me to be successful. So I always mentioned that to the younger players. Many of them were Hispanic, and they knew what I meant when I was saying that. We already had won a World Series in 1996 before Jeff got there, but we won 3 championships in a row in his first 3 seasons, beginning in 1998. Jeff contributed in a mighty way. He was one of the people responsible for us staying healthy and fit from the beginning of spring training in February through the World Series in late October. To keep everyone